In the hit television show Mad Men, fictional character Don Draper, a suave, savvy 1960s ad man, says, "Advertising is based on one thing, happiness. And do you know what happiness is? Happiness is the smell of a new car. It's freedom from fear. It's a billboard on the side of the road that screams with the reassurance that whatever you're doing is okay. You are okay." Draper strikes at the basic human needs to feel fulfilled and be accepted. We want to know that we're okay, and we want to be happy. In the modern world, we can just as easily say social media is based on one thing, happiness. And do you know what happiness is? Happiness is the ping of a new message. It's freedom from fear. It's a post in your news feed that screams with the reassurance that whatever you're doing is okay. You are okay. So is your social media a source of happiness for you? In his 2015 TEDx talk, Robert Waldinger shared, "Good relationships keep us happier and healthier, period." Now, in that talk, he was sharing a 75-plus-year Harvard study on what it means to have a good life. So to have a good life, we have to have good relationships. But how do we do that in the social media age, rife with anxiety, depression, and discontent? Building healthy relationships takes time, and we are an impatient people. Building healthy relationships takes vulnerability, and we are a proud people. Building healthy relationships takes effort, and sometimes, I think you'll admit, we are a lazy people. So social media as used today certainly has its problems, whether we are using it for business, dating, or staying in touch with our friends. Social media can be a waste of time. People of all ages spend, on average, over 2 hours on social media every day. And I think my mother skews that a little higher. People use social media to validate themselves. We keep tabs on our snap streaks more closely than we do our bank account balances. We try to quantify our popularity through the number of likes and followers we have. But this isn't healthy. Myriad studies show the correlation between social media usage and depression, and it's tied specifically to using social media and obsessing over it to see how other people view us. This isn't happiness. It's a vague shadow of affirmation that completely misses the point. I remember dating a girl, and one time I asked her what was wrong, and she turned to me and she said, "Tell me that I'm pretty and that everything is going to be all right." Now, the day before, she had 49 comments on her latest selfie telling her how beautiful she is, but it wasn't enough. She needed to hear someone say it. She needed to hear someone affirm her in person. We use social media to argue and to be nasty, to be judgmental, to affirm our beliefs not through healthy discourse, but through unhealthy groupthink. Sometimes we are just being bullies. We forget too easily that the person on the other side of those posts or those comments, no matter how far away they are, that's still a human being. And like us, they are fragile, emotional, and they take things personally. In forgetting these things, we spread anger instead of joy, and we tear down instead of building up. People lie through social media. We lie about our ages, our looks, our lifestyles. We lie through omission. We lie overtly, obnoxiously, and blatantly. We lie by using filters to hide how we look, to manipulate our reality, to change our surroundings to seem more impressive. We try to sell to people who we've never, ever spoken to. We ask for nudes from people who we've never even met, and sometimes we send them. You don't have to admit it if you have. We skip stages of intimacy, and then we wonder why it's not playing out for us. But how could it with no foundation? So let's build the foundation. Our action plan for happiness is simple. Every time we get onto a social platform, we must begin with the understanding that today we are going to use social media to build relationships. Not to complain, not to be judgmental, not even to get attention. We're on Instagram or Bumble or LinkedIn, whatever platform, to build a relationship. Maybe a new relationship, or maybe strengthen an old one, but our aim is to build relationships. So let's limit the time we spend on social media. And in the time that you do spend on social media, use it to connect with people who make you better, with those you wish to emulate. Message your friends from time to time to say hi, reconnect, and get together. Call your friends or your family, but if they're within driving distance, then meet up. Bitmojis do not replace real hugs. Write letters and thank you notes and send them in the mail. Let's make our relationships a little bit more tangible. Be kind, always, and to everyone. Be a friend consciously and deliberately. For if you go looking for a friend, you're going to find that they're scarce. But if you go out to be a friend, you're going to find they're everywhere. A friend of mine a little while ago put out a post on LinkedIn. Coffee, anyone? He got a ton of responses, booked some meetings, made some new friends, closed some business, but at the end of the day, he was excited because he made new connections. That's using it for what it's made for. Don't complain. Instead of criticizing others, let's recognize in ourselves the things we find so deplorable in our Facebook friends. And then let's work to change those things. Smile in your selfies and have others in them. Share the universal sign of happiness, a smile. Make your posts about others and about ideas bigger than yourself. My friend Craig Poole does this better than anyone I know. Craig runs the #1 Hilton hotel in the world. And if you scroll through his newsfeed, you see hundreds of posts about the community, about making his world a better place. Craig Poole lives a meaningful life, and he does so because he lives his life for others. And that comes through on his social media, where every comment or message he shares is one of hope and encouragement to build up other people. Seek first to understand, and then to be understood. Make an honest attempt to understand where other people are coming from, to empathize. Then engage them where they are. Leave a thoughtful, encouraging comment, and then follow up with a message. Tell them that you respect them, you respect who they are, and you respect where they're coming from, even and especially when you disagree. Then follow up and talk about it in person, because it's the best way to show that you mean it, that you're sincere. Be grateful and share your gratitude. A friend of mine does this with the hashtag Mahalo Mindset. Mahalo is the Hawaiian word for thank you, and this guy has built his business and his life around the concept of gratitude. It has led to a level of success that most of us only ever dream about. He understands that as we share our gratitude with one another, it grows and grows, and suddenly we find that we have more to be grateful for, more to be happy about. Portray yourself as you are, not in a way that you think will make other people like you better. Relationships are built on mutual self-revelation, a fancy way of saying sharing. We share ourselves as we are, because when we build a persona for ourselves that is untrue, we find that it's unobtainable, and the people who we're trying to impress won't be fooled. So be real. To make social media work to build relationships, we need to step away from the media part of social media and lean into the social part. Media is a broadcast out where we expect other people to listen to what we have to say. But real human interaction is built on give and take, not just having our friends listen to us. When we have the humility to take an interest in another human being, to listen to them, to truly understand who they are and where they're coming from, we begin to build healthy relationships. Relationships built on trust and mutual vulnerability, where we share with one another our hopes, dreams, and plans for the future, as well as our fears, insecurities, and shortcomings. And then we are able to work together to overcome our shortcomings and our insecurities in order to achieve our hopes and our dreams. We don't propose through Tinder, just like we wouldn't try to close a $10,000 deal through a LinkedIn post. We simply get to know that somebody else exists, we let them know that we exist, and then we ask them to meet us for coffee. And we sit down and we talk meaningfully. If we want to make social media work for us, We need to accept that the piece that it plays can be important, but is small. It does not replace, it augments and supplements. Our relationships don't happen online, even when they begin there. Together, we can build a better world while embracing social media. If we are patient, if we are kind, if we are grateful, and if we seek foremost to build better, healthier relationships, one at a time, we will enjoy life in an improved, healthy, connected world. And we'll all be happier. Thank you.